Hi again. Welcome to Pearl Magazine. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, Hong Kong's jobless rate has reached a 9-year high. The government has launched round after round of stimulus just to keep industries like tourism and F&B afloat.
That's right, James. Despite the unprecedented economic downturn, there is one bright spot, and that's the IT industry. More than 2,000 jobs are available at the Science Park in Tai Po and the Cyberport on Island South. April Joe looks at how a few tech companies have found themselves at the forefront in the fight against COVID-19. Arthur Chan is the founder of a local tech startup. Arthur and his team have designed a mobile app to work with the government on its 14-day home quarantine policy, started for those arriving in Hong Kong since February. Arriving travelers are required to wear a tracker wristband and download the mobile app that controls it. The app detects if a user has violated the regulation and left home.
The main idea is that every position have their unique signal pattern. So by detecting the Wi-Fi changes and the other biometer change, we are able to tell whether a user has left home. Another thing is we have to detect whether the user is nearby the phone. With currently we detect the BLE in the wristband, we are able to tell.
Arthur developed the technology for the app in 2016. He approached the government when he learned about the home quarantine.
We are impressed by the feedback of the government and the way that OGCIO helped us to develop this app so that we can deploy the solution in 10 days.
But there were discussions on potential privacy risks. Arthur says the design of the app does not allow the developer to know anything other than if the person has deviated from his or her supposed position, whether it's their home or a hotel room.
The data structure is not reversible in a way that even we cannot tell where is the user. To achieve that, we only record the change of the signals. By detecting the initial position signals, we can tell the confidence level, how much changes during that 14 days.
One analyst says the privacy issue must be dealt with as Hong Kong undergoes its own digitalization.
I would think that Hong Kong will, consider setting up, rules and regulation and have a policy in order to govern the usage, collection, and also storage of customer data. Also, each of the users will have their right to give their consent on whether the usage of the data is visible or permissible.
Wilson says Arthur's indoor positioning app is a rare example of how a technology company can do well, providing the right solution at the right time, even during a virus-triggered economic slump.
I think the pandemic has, of course, caused a lot of, economic, disturbance to many of the corporations as well as to the overall economy. However, I think that it serves as a wake-up call to many of the corporations and even government to speed up their pace of digitalization of their operation and also data management.
Apart from quarantine control, a surge in demand for limiting the risk of infectious diseases in public also provides an opportunity for tech firms.
So I think during this pandemic, a lot of people will seek different solutions. And for us, it was really good in terms of educating the public on you should be very aware of the germs in your surrounding. So we are very grateful that this presented a new opportunity for these kind of innovation to break through.
Vincent Fong's company has been doing research on nano photocatalyst technology for over 10 years. This disinfectant spray they developed activates with any form of light.
As long as there's light, they'll capture the energy and release these electrons that kills virus, bacteria, odor, and other particles. So as long as the coating exists and as long as there's light, this process is continuous that ensure that your environment is safe.
He cited reports saying the spray is especially effective in sanitizing an indoor closed space.
During these pandemics, people then focus on what are some of the solutions that can help us in these extreme scenarios. So it's really giving us a lot more ways to engage with publics, engage with cases. We are now in a lot of transportations from minibus, double-decker bus, taxis in Hong Kong. basically a lot of different places where humans are.
More than 4,300 minibuses and some 18,000 taxis in Hong Kong have also received the treatment with their sanitizing spray. The company is now working with one local bus operator.
We have 9 buses to sanitize today. It would take 1.5 hours for one person to sanitize one bus. The company trained us to spray the disinfectant in a crisscross pattern all over the compartment, the ceiling, floor, and the seats. For handrails, we sterilize them up and down twice to make sure everywhere is covered. Once they dry up, the coating will form to protect the whole seat.
The coating is supposed to keep functioning for 3 months after spraying. The company says that after activation, protection will last for another 8 hours, even without any light.
I am not that worried, but I will feel more safe if the bus has been cleaned and sterilized.
I take the bus very often. I might be scared with so many other passengers. If the bus is not disinfected, there may be a lot of germs.
The pandemic has restricted social activities. People have stayed home more than before, so demand for home entertainment has taken off. A local VR or virtual reality solution provider has found an opportunity to work with museums, providing a 3D gallery for netizens.
Before the virus issue, we are creating some kind of content for a new exhibition. But you know that the museum will not open until the virus issue is end. So they discussed with us if it is possible to create a virtual tour, can provide the view exhibition to the people in Hong Kong and other places. So we actually create the whole thing, the whole exhibition in virtual way, where people can just look around the 360 angle to see the details of the gallery, also some information and some of the video. They can choose to use their computer like me or use just a mobile phone or tablet to browse the whole gallery.
German says providing staff training is another major solution VR technology can offer. He sees a growing demand for such applications during the pandemic.
Some of the property management company, their training department, they just contact us for some kind of solution for training. They are facing a problem that they have regular training course, but they cannot get together for the training anymore in this period. So they want a solution that they can provide a virtual training tool for their staff, and their staff can train themselves one by one and in their home or office by themselves.
According to a recent research report, VR is projected to come out on top in terms of compound annual growth rates over the next 5 years within the entertainment and media industry.
It gives the users a really, interactive mode of reacting with the content, and also it gives a better user experience by looking at the 3D image of the, of the images of the content. And therefore, from the entertainment side, from the media side, then I would see that there will be a lot of content which make it, VR enabled, and so that the people can enjoy a better interactive type of content with high quality at home. And for another way, that I would think that we are also a commercial or education application.
German has been running his company for almost 10 years, but he didn't expand his business into VR technology until 4 years ago. There were certain barriers to overcome.
I think the main barriers for the VR industry development is about the number of the user. One of the main issues is about the price of the equipment. Another issue is about the content. At this moment, if we compare the traditional content and the VR content of maybe game, maybe a video, movie, the traditional content is still much better in quality and quantity and choice for the user.
With the advent of 5G, Wilson says the super high network speeds of 5G will hugely facilitate the growth of VR.
Where VR, AR, in the past, it did not really take place. That is because of the latency that the users may experience. But with the 5G efficient network, that the VR, AR will really take place because they have a very efficient background and network to support this operation.
After the break, happy animals are healthy animals, physically and mentally.
Stay with us.
Welcome back. With social distancing and most public facilities closed, many people are feeling a bit down these days.
And you know, Mel, as it turns out, humans aren't the only ones feeling a bit blue. Animals at theme parks and farms are struggling to get used to the absence of visitors. Tina Jiang finds out what our furry friends need the most and how their keepers are making extra efforts when caring for them.
Fifi, an orphan barking deer, has been living on this farm since she was a baby.
She has come here when she only 1 month old. Some people found her in the country park and they called the AFCD and transferred her to here.
When she first arrived, Fifi was healthy but required hand raising because she was too young to survive without her natural mother's attention.
Hey, Fifi, hi.
The regular contact with her keeper helped Fifi grow used to humans and was deemed not suitable for release back into the wild. So she started a new life at this farm in Taipo as an animal ambassador.
She's really tame when people or visitors enter the enclosure to see her. When they call Feifei, and then Feifei really did come closer. The interaction between Feifei and the visitor both seems quite happy.
But as the coronavirus forced the farm to close, visitors don't get to meet Fifi, and that creates problems for her. Tracy says the animals miss the presence of visitors.
Based on our observations, like parrots and also monkeys, two types of them are really social animals. We think they miss the interaction with visitors a lot.
Some of the species may be more accustomed to see human beings. There are a couple of birds that talk a lot, especially when the public walks through the cages. Yeah, definitely there are some species that may benefit to have human beings around.
Without the attention of visitors, the burden on farm staff has increased.
We made sure that the staff kept on enriching the cages, having interaction with the animals. So we maintain a little bit the routine of human-animal interaction with the due barriers.
Dr. Grioni has been working with wildlife for the past 20 years. He knows the importance of enrichment to some captive animals.
All the species in captivity, no matter whether they are on the exhibits or rescued species, they all get enriched. They all get food hidden, food scattered around, hanging food. They have to put an effort in eating, and that keeps their mental health up to a very good standard. And there are species that are more prone to become very stressed in captivity, so that is what we focus our attention in details.
Hello. Oscar, stand. Very good. Very good, Oscar.
Tracy's been taking care of the captive parrots here for 5 years. These days, she needs to do more to keep them busy.
We have some feeder, difficult feeder. They need to think about how to pick the food from that little feeders. It can increase their feeding time. We have some other toys for them. We have some branches or dry leaves. We have a paper box, put some dry leaves inside. We have some seed and some peanut inside, and they need to find the peanut food, pick out the dry leaves. It's also interesting and fun for them to play with, to kill their time, you can say.
There are 15 keepers in the farm responsible for taking care of nearly 1,000 animals. Tracy thinks the pandemic makes it really challenging for both animals and the staff.
We are keepers and really get inside the enclosure to do the cleaning and food preparation. These kinds of things we can't do it at home. Because we try to limit our manpower as less as possible. For some keepers, we may do longer time every day.
Like people interacting remotely with each other, the farm has also reached out to the internet, making animals available to their fans online.
We have increased massively the number of Facebook posts. Everyone has been asked actually to write something, even animals profiles or people profiles. So this is something that has been done to keep the farm in touch with members of the public.
Last month, a zoo in New York confirmed that 5 of its tigers and 3 of its lions tested positive for COVID-19. Both animals kept as pets and those in the wild have been known to be at risk to coronavirus.
Nothing has been proven yet about the transmission of the virus from human to animals, but we always have to have special attention. So it's absolutely important, even to protect staff, to protect the animals. It's holistic behavior.
Dr. Grioni says they've been on high alert since the beginning of the epidemic.
All the staff, we had to wear masks compulsory, disinfect our hands, get the temperature recorded at the entrance.
In past years, the farm has experienced outbreaks in the past and was prepared for this disease.
Anything can come in any day that is potential carrier of the disease transmissible to humans. We have a dedicated room as well, an isolation ward, which can be used for isolating species that we suspect that may potentially carry some infected diseases, but hasn't been used in these days.
This theme park is also making extra efforts to ensure their residents are safe. Their focus? A balanced diet. The park's penguin keepers provide additional vitamins and nutritional supplements for the birds during the daily feeding sessions to keep their immune system strong.
These are 4 kinds of supplements. For this one, the small little one, are just some vitamin E or vitamin C. The bigger one, the white one, actually they are the calcium pills. And then for the penguins who are actually going to give to lay their eggs, because they need a lot of calcium, so we think this is a good idea to give them a little bit extra. This one in the syringe is actually salmon oil. Some penguins, if they're actually a little bit lighter, we would decide to put this kind of oil into the fish to give them some extra calories.
So far, no penguins have been tested positive for the virus, but since birds are more prone to respiratory infections than other animals, keepers need to be vigilant. They have to constantly observe the penguins' behavior and check their breathing.
For example, they open beak to breathe, and this is a kind of symptom that they are suffering. So once we take out such penguin, we will have detailed check on them. For a normal adult Gentoo penguin, the breath rate is around 5 to 6 per minute. If higher than such rate, they may have the chance of suffering some respiratory disease.
Lam and Chow are working closely on the care of these 120 penguins, but since the outbreak, the keepers must split into 2 teams to reduce contact. So every day, only half of the staff come to work.
The manpower is a little bit lower, so we need to spend much more time to maintain the same husbandry standard for the animal. We need to spend much more time to play with them, give them a lot of different stimulation, a bit harder for us.
Worse still, the park is running out of money. Earlier this year, it revealed it has just $400 million in the bank and owes billions of dollars, which it cannot repay. Also, the park is asking the government for over $5 billion just to survive for another 12 months. Or it could go bankrupt as early as June.
We've had some financial struggles in the past years, and of course this doesn't help when your business relies on bringing people in and they aren't coming in. So of course it doesn't help.
The park has been temporarily closed to the public since late January this year. Like many other businesses, it is having a hard time.
A lot of it has to do with the safety of overall people in society and making sure that we don't mix a lot of people together in close environments. So that is really the biggest reason why we closed.
But it's not all bad news. Last month, the park's 2 giant pandas mated naturally for the first time.
I'm very excited because I've been working with them for almost 10 years, and it's really exciting to see them finally learn how to naturally mate.
Matt says if the female panda is pregnant, they'll start seeing some behavioral changes in July.
That's when she will have her appetite decreased, she'll eat less, and she'll spend more time sleeping or building a nest. So we'll definitely spend more time to observe those kind of changes, and we also collect her urine samples to the lab so we can monitor closely.
It's terrific news. The pandas we have are teenagers, and this is really their first time that we think that they successfully mated. Now, the breeding's one thing. Our next step is a baby panda. That'd be terrific. It'd be great news for Hong Kong. It'd be great news for the people that work here, and of course it'd be great for the species.
Booz says the most important lesson they've learned recently is never let a good crisis go to waste.
So, meaning, what can you learn from something like this? What can you take away? How can you be a better caregiver with your animals, spending more time with your family? Maybe you're learning to be a homeschool teacher. Maybe you're learning to conduct business from home. We are hoping soon here, and like every business in Hong Kong and everyone here in Hong Kong, we're trying to remain very positive. When we open, it's when it's going to be safe for everyone.
That's our show for this week. Next week, misfortune for hotels could spell opportunities for co-living space operators.
And how innovation and creation, as well as adjustment and investment, are the new norm in the workplace. Thanks for joining us.
Good night.